Hello everyone in YouTube land, Nintendo Fanboy 07 back here as always, or WeLover07. I know it says on there, it says at WeLover07, but I changed my username to Nintendo Fanboy 7, just for all the newcomers or whatever, or people maybe that you've watched my videos. Yeah, it's both, whatever. Both handles are fine, I guess. I've been WeLover07 on YouTube for, which seems like forever. And then, yeah, Nintendo Fanboy 07 is fine. It's pretty predictable username. But anyways, I'm back. My last video was my 64 controller that I showed off. I got from my Nintendo. There's not a lot going on, and right now there was Summer Gamefest. I think it's kind of over now. E3 is dead. The gaming industry has changed. Just how you show off their new games and stuff like that. That part has changed. The industry has changed, of course, but how you show off your games has really changed. Obviously, we have Nintendo Directs forever. I don't know how long Nintendo's been doing Directs for. A little over 10 years now. I mean, they've been doing it for quite a few. It's been a long time. So, Nintendo kind of abandoned the E3 ship a long time ago. They're just like, we're not going. We don't need to be there. There's other developers that are like, we don't need to be there either. Other third-party developers, you know. And then Microsoft and Sony, they're just like, yep. And then E3 just died. So, but anyways, I'm making this video because obviously you see the title there. I actually don't know the title. Direct. It's not really a predictions video. It's just like, I guess it's kind of a predictions video, kind of not. I don't know. I mean, I can guess all day what they're going to announce. It's been just a lot of remasters and a lot of like collections, a lot of ports, full-on remakes. I mean, just full-on remakes, remasters, whatever you want to call it. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Paper Mario. I mean, you name it, man. Every game out there has been remade. I mean, that's preservation for gaming. I mean, that's really what the industry is struggling with now. I mean, it's struggling with a lot of things, obviously, with, you know, crunch, you know, like developers, like overworking and not, you know, it's just, there's a lot of problems in the industry. Obviously, there's a lot of layoffs, obviously, recently in the last couple months, last year. I mean, just a lot of layoffs, a lot of things going on. But in the industry, it's just as a whole, it's struggling to try to get down preservation and all that stuff, but that's what we're getting, just tons of remakes. And I don't know what to predict for Nintendo's recent Direct, whenever that gets announced. I don't know when they're going to announce it. It's kind of it's all usually every year all up in the air. It's like they're so unpredictable. Nintendo is so unpredictable at what they do, especially with their systems when they announce that, or what the system's going to be, what the concept, you know, like just everything. Especially when they announce like a certain game, you're like, what is this going to be? What's going on here? They're so just, I mean, they're always outside the box with their games, out of left field. You know what I mean? Like everything is just crazy. But I like the way how they show off their games. Every single developer, you know, it's just how it is. You know, it's for the fans. You don't need E3. You don't need any of that. You don't need all that nonsense. It was great for the time. It was awesome. Big stage. The reactions when a game was showed off, that was awesome. I know I'm kind of just going all over the place here. I'm just kind of like talking about how games are showing off, and I guess kind of predictions for Nintendo's Direct. So I'm just kind of going all over the place here. I just don't know what to talk about. I do, but it's just kind of all over. So, but yeah, it's just, I don't know what Nintendo. First of all, we don't know when. I mean, they could announce it right after I do this video. I mean, I'm doing this video the next day. I mean, as you're seeing this video, I did the video the same day. So, I'm just letting you know that. So, the same day you're seeing this video is when I did it. So, I just upload it right away. I don't wait. Sometimes I wait for the next day when I upload my videos, like the next day or whatever like that. Sometimes I do my videos in the middle of the night. Sometimes I do them in the afternoon. But most of the time, right, it doesn't matter when I do them, what time of the day. If I do my video, it's right when I don't wait. So you're seeing the same. I do the same video. You know, it's the same day. When you're watching it, that's the day that I recorded it. So, I mean, they could announce it the next day. Today's Thursday. They could announce it Friday. So you're watching it on Thursday, the 13th, June 13th. So I don't know. And I can go, oh yeah, there's the Direct. But what they're going to talk about, what they're going to show off, because the Switch is pretty much, I mean, that's another thing we got to talk about here. Geez. The Switch is getting close to, walking into the sunset. I mean, it's pretty much done. I mean, the Switch is pretty much on its way out, and the new Switch, or whatever it is, Nintendo said it's Switch 2. I mean, they're gonna now. Hope it's not a Wii U situation. I seriously hope it's not another Wii U situation. That'd be awful, because we don't want to confuse. Obviously, it won't confuse people, because the Wii U, when that was announced, people have a bad memory. Back in 2011, when it was showing off the Wii U, I think, right? 2012. I don't know. It's been so long. I know the Wii U came out in 2012. Came out in November. I got it first day. So you can go back and watch my video from eons ago. It feels like forever, ages ago. When they announce whenever their new system comes out, whatever it is, people won't get confused. They'll just know, yeah, this is a new system. It's not an add-on. This is a new system. I mean, you can't go back from the Switch. You can't go back. It's going to be portable. It's going to be a hybrid system. So that we much know about. We have, is it going to be 4K? Is the screen going to be 1080p? I mean, or 4K? I don't know. I really don't know what's really going to happen. It's like the whole, like, people make fun of it. Call it the Switch Pro. I call it the PlayStation Pro. Like that type of thing. But anyways, but yeah, the Switch is on its way out. We don't know really what surprises. I know for a fact, let's just get the big elephant out of the room here when it comes to games. Metroid Prime 4, maybe it could come out. I always think that it's never going to see the light of day on the Switch. We know the game's not canceled. They did cancel the other version because they weren't happy with it. I think Namco was developing it, and Nintendo was like, nope, we're done. It's been, I saw it on Twitter, I forgot, it's been like 7 years since Prime 4 was announced. 7 years since Metro Prime 4 was announced. That's mind-blowing. And then they had to restart it. And they're still hiring for people. It's like, what is going on here? I think I saw it recently. I can't keep track with time. I can't keep track of anything anymore. It's like, what's actually happening with this game, But yeah, it could. Breath of the Wild was a massive game, and that came out on Wii U and Switch. So, and we always have those, like, old generation game and a new generation game type of thing. But I just don't see Prime 4 coming out. I don't know. It's really weird, right? Like, the Wii U handled this Breath of the Wild really, really well, There was obviously some hiccups there with, it wasn't fully ready. I'm just trying to think. I guess it could come on Switch, but when you're thinking a game like Prime, you want it to run really well, especially the shooting and all that stuff. It's a first-person shooter and all the action, the boss fights. You want it to be great, so people are gonna buy it on the new system. You know what I mean? People most likely will buy it on the Switch 2, whatever you want to call it. I hope it's not called that. I have no idea what it would be called, but anyways. I don't know, like, what else is Nintendo planning? Is surprises here and there, more remakes? Is it more remasters? I heard some rumors that it's more remasters or remakes. I don't know where these rumors are coming from. There's so many remasters, so many rumors. I don't know if you keep up on X or Twitter or whatever. I still call it Twitter, but yeah, there's just so many fucking rumors on there. It's just mind-blowing. Anytime I see the trending topics for the stuff that I'm into, it's just tons of people's names of, like, these known leakers. I don't know where they're getting their information from, insiders and all this other stuff. I don't know how, because Nintendo keeps everything locked, so how do you know about that? I know things do get leaked from other third parties and Sony and Microsoft, but Nintendo's just really quiet. Like, you cannot, Nintendo's really strict when it comes to taking down hackers, people who leak games, and people who, all these ROM sites. So you would think they would keep down secrets of their new games, you know what I mean? If they're strict on taking down fucking modding stuff and everything else, like, you would think they'd be like, yep, you're not going to know anything about what we're doing. All our new games, before a direct comes out or in the coming weeks or months, like, you would not know. But some of these people just know. Like, I don't get it. But anyways, is it more remasters? I don't know. A lot of people want, I can just throw out games out there, but a lot of people want remake of Zelda Oracle Ages and Seasons. A lot of people want a remake. I want a remake of those too, but Super Mario Land would be great too. Super Mario Land 2. Again, more remakes. That's preservation. That's what the industry is struggling with right now, is preservation. It sucks, but how do you preserve games is pretty much remasters and remakes. I mean, that's basically it to keep the games alive. Oh, you have to buy it again for the third or fourth time. It's like that's up to you if you want to buy the game again or if you're fine with it on the old systems. It's a struggle. So, trying to think what else to talk about here. I already talked about the industry and how they show off their games and stuff like that, and how everything's changing, and it's just been a crazy last couple of years, especially with the pandemic and everything like that. And it kind of, even if the pandemic didn't happen, E3 would have still been on the way out. Bye-bye. That didn't have any effect on it. But it kind of did, kind of didn't. And it's been a rough couple of years for the industry with layoffs and just that whole thing. That had nothing to do with the pandemic, I guess, maybe a little bit, but it's just buggy games, glitchy games, broken games. All that stuff has been going on lately, and trying to get games out there and fans wanting them out. I want my game right now. I want my game right now. Now. And that's not how it works. If you want your game now, well, you're not going to get a good game. You're going to get a broken game. And yeah, enough talking about that. Industry, whatever. But how they show off their games, it's been, it is how it is. It is what it is. They show it to you. There you go. Here it is. Like I said, I miss a big crowd, big reaction, big E3. But anyways, but who knows when Nintendo will announce their the new Switch, the new system, the next generation of Nintendo hardware. Could be, didn't they say like late this year, early next year, or something like that? So I don't know. God, my guess it could come out spring of next year, same time as the Switch. The original Switch came out in March 2017, so I don't know. But also, just games in general. Like, what are they planning for the last batch of Switch games? Is it remakes? Is it new games? Is it a mixture? Surprises. A lot of people. I want a new Star Fox. I want a new Rave Race. I want a new Excite game. There's just so many games. You got a lot of remake. A lot of these games that are getting remade, like especially Mario RPG. Will they announce a new Mario RPG? Mario RPG 2. So never say never anymore. Like, I'm never gonna say like, oh, that can never happen. Well, okay, well, you gotta remake a Mario RPG. You gotta remake a Paper Mario 1,000 Years Old. You gotta remake Mario versus Donkey Kong. Obviously, they're planning. When you remake a game in a franchise, they're planning a new game. They're planning a new game when they remake an old game. They're not gonna forget about that series. They remade Metroid Prime. They made Metroid. They made a remaster of Metroid Prime, the Switch, and they made a full-on remake of Metroid 2. So then they came out with Metroid Dread. So never say never. I think the last batch of Switch games, whatever they talk about in this Switch, it's not going to be a new system. It's just games. It's Switch games. So it's going to be a mixture of remakes, remasters, and maybe something new. Obviously, they have their own direct for indie games, so maybe they'll talk about indie games in this direct as well, even though they already have their own indie thing. Especially, they have, direct just specifically for indie games. And obviously, Pokemon has their own direct, so I wouldn't expect anything Pokemon related. I'm not sure. So I'll have to wait and see. So, peace out. What do you guys think? I know this is kind of a load. There's just so much stuff to talk about. Industry as a whole, the layoffs, what they're how they show off their games, and the Switch 2, whatever it's called, and then what do you expect? What do you expect out of Nintendo for this recent direct? And yeah, whenever it gets announced, like, I have no idea. What are you expecting? What do you want? Because the Switch is on its way out, even though the games that have been coming out for it are amazing. Like, they're beautiful. Even the remasters are beautiful. But it's old hardware. So old hardware, just like anything else, needs to be, whatever. We need a new system. And I can't believe the Switch has been out for 7-8 years or whatever. It's crazy. It's nuts. So anyways, what do you expect for the direct? And whenever that gets announced, what do you expect? And how do you Do you miss E3? Do you miss E3? Do you miss the big shows, the big reactions, and all that stuff? So, peace out. More random videos coming soon. Later. Bye.